This topic's going to help you kind of figure out when to use Pythagorean theorem and when to use trigonometry. Both of those are related to right triangles, so that's kind of what I'm talking about. Just to remind you, Pythagorean theorem, I'm just going to abbreviate. Most people know it as a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm not going to fight that right now. I prefer it to be like squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared, but that's a whole different video, so I'm going to let that go. The trig ratios mainly that I'm talking about are these: that the sine of an angle is opposite over hypotenuse, that the cosine of an angle is the adjacent over hypotenuse, and then there's, of course, the tangent of the angle equals opposite over adjacent. There's much more trig than that, but we're going to keep it simple. So let's just say that we are given this right triangle, and we are looking for this side. We know that this is 10 degrees, and then we know that this here is 23 feet. Which one are we going to use, Pythagorean theorem or sine, cosine or tangent? And again, I'm not going to go through and solve these. I'm just going to kind of help set up your thought process. When we look at this Pythagorean theorem, we need to know the two sides and be looking for the third side. So we have two sides. Whoops. If we have two sides and looking for the third, and that means the third side, that's when you're going to use Pythagorean theorem. If we look at this triangle down below, we have one side, another side we're looking for, and we have an angle. So we cannot use Pythagorean theorem. All right, we need to be able to plug two sides in. We don't have two sides to plug in because this is our unknown, and we don't know what this guy is either. All right, let's look at a different triangle. Let's say we have this, we have this. Let's say that we're looking for this side. We know that this is 11 and this is 14.6. So what are we looking for? We're looking for one side. We have two sides already. So yes, we can use Pythagorean theorem. That's definitely the way to go. You actually can't use trig on this one because we don't have any angle measures except the 90 degrees. All right, let me move this up out of the way. I'll do just a couple more. Let's say that we have this right triangle here. And then we have, let's say this time we know that this is 16, this is 30, and we're looking for the angle. So a minute ago I said that Pythagorean theorem, you have to have two sides. Boom, boom, we have two sides already. And we have to be looking for the third side. Are we looking for the third side? No, we're looking for the angle. So if we're looking for the angle and we have two sides, we're going to have to use trig. So use trig when you're looking for the angle. That's black and white. Anytime you're looking for the angle in a right triangle and you have two sides and only the 90 degrees, then that's what you have to do. All right, one more, I guess. Say we have this right triangle, and then let's say that we have, let's say that we know that this is 17 degrees. Let's say that we know that this is X, and then we're looking for, and we have that leg, which is 14. Again, we have one side. We don't have two sides. We cannot use Pythagorean theorem. Almost anytime there's an angle involved, there's going to be trig. But I was just trying to get a little bit more specific in this video, just that if you have two sides and you're looking for the third, use Pythagorean theorem. Almost any other time, you're going to be using a trig ratio. All right, thanks for listening.